let's get back to it. So thanks for everyone that hung in there. Hey, dude, how's it going? First in the chat. So sorry, I had a little interruption there. But yeah, we're back. Back in the same stream, so kind of in the same place. So I think I'm going to take Anand's idea. I like that 3 square meals. So it'll be a pizza joke. Three pizza didn't count as 3 square meals and wasn't even wasn't even a square. So pizza didn't count as 3 square meals and wasn't even often a square. So I need to draw a little bit of pizza in this box. So see if I can get the angle right or somewhat convincing. These will be personal pan pizzas. Those little personal individual size. Let's not brand anything. There we go. And it's already cut. Look at that. Maybe thicken the lines a little bit. Let's see one more time. There we go. Yeah, so I like the idea of the, what was that still working? Little carton of milk or maybe juice. I'll make it like an orange juice or something, looking over the edge. Although its perspective is a little weird, isn't it? Let me see if I can pull it down a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. There we go. I just want to make it look like it's seated well enough. All right, so how does that look as a... looks like it's leaning over. Actually, maybe that's not a bad thing, though. It's kind of like... it's a peeking gesture, although I don't think cartons can peek. All right, let's make all this fill a little bit more. The frame... Yeah, and the stupidity of if you're going to have pizza for 3 meals a day, you wouldn't order them all at the same time. Unless you really love that cold pizza flavor. All right, so we'll go with like a grayish cardboard color, maybe. Much lighter than that. And I'll do some of that traditional red and green... actually pretty white, and then I can do, yeah, gray for the edges. Interior is what's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be more cardboard color. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, more like that, and then I'll put some, I'll add some of that on the edges, and do some red and green details on the box, very Italian style. Yeah, pizza party. Hey, K5, how's it going? Nice. Yeah, so didn't take so long, but yeah, I needed to step away. Yeah, that'd be fun if I could just switch to just flip over to my phone if I had to do something in the car, although there's nothing very exciting going on in the car. You get to see how crazy it is, though, to navigate around where I live, though. It's like one of those, those little mountainous roads that aren't wide enough for 2 cars. So you got to kind of back up. If somebody's coming up, you've got to back up and find a place to pull off. It's that kind of deal. All right. Just do a cheesy, reddish, orangey. There we go. That's pizza-esque. Oh, and the carton will just be white. All right, so yeah, kind of a dark green. So I'll put this on a separate layer so I can adjust it, but let's do some stripes on the box. Oops. I ordered 3 pizzas from the same place for 3 meals. I do miss those, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever their slow day was, but a large pizza for $5 from the pizza place near my place in Los Angeles. Had way too many of those. But it's nice because if you can't eat a whole large, then you've got breakfast. That nice congealed cold pizza breakfast. Sad thing is I could usually eat a whole large, so I never got to benefit from it. Oh, actually, yeah, let's just do it on the one side. And then some kind of logo. Oh yeah, we'll do that on the side then too. Or actually, let's do green circle and then red in the middle. Look at this amazing logo design. And then, oh. Yeah, sometimes with the It's a Mario. There we go. Look at that delicious pizza. And I guess we should make this orange juice or something, not milk. Although that would be a weird combo for a breakfast pizza. And then what, like a yellow? Yeah, like a yellow orange. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. All right, did I do this right? Yep, there we go. Oh, except for that one. Ugh, pizza and orange juice. I don't know what's worse, pizza and milk or pizza and orange juice. So pizza and milk, that's a very kid thing. I can remember having like frozen pizza and milk at home. Yeah, I think that's like a Midwestern American thing, or just not knowing any better in that generation. But God, I drank a lot of milk. That's always a very funny thing to see. Like if you do, like on a TV drama or whatever, if they're trying to do like the 80s Midwest correctly, everyone is drinking milk at the dinner table. That's like the beverage for dinner. That's crazy. But that could just be a Midwestern thing. Let's try this. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Looks dramatic. Yeah, it's very strange. So I've experimented with milk. As a child, experimented with milk and everything that it could possibly go with. Yeah, that's very strange. And it's funny, you know, like how you're raised or whatever, you just don't question it. You just, unless you really hate milk, you know, I remember kids in school, because there would be milk at school too. There would be like, you know, morning milk. Oh, that's so crazy to think about how indoctrinated, but there'd be these little carts of milk and somebody be in charge of bringing them little cartons of milk to the classroom, and everyone had to pay their little milk money. This is like elementary school stuff every week. And if the kid that was in charge of the milk brought it too early, then you'd have very warm, or at least room temperature milk waiting for you. And it was always a big thing. Whose parents let them get chocolate milk and whose parents forced them to drink just crappy 2% or whatever it was vitamin D whole milk. That's so weird. I wonder, that's got to be a Midwestern thing. I wonder if like West Coast and East Coast were a little more enlightened a little sooner and weren't like pouring so much milk fat down kids' throats all the time. All right. Oh yeah, maybe this line too. There we go. I'll put some crusty highlights. Maybe the cheese can get its own. There we go. Sorry, I haven't glanced up at the chat. Yeah, milk money. Oh, cool. Points. Oh, horchata. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love the in LA the Mexican places that served horchata. They would sometimes use those those tumbly juice machines from like the 70s. They'd have those old juice machines that would have that on tap. That's good stuff. Yeah, I would have preferred that growing up as opposed to like just greasy cartons of milk, of white milk. Sweaty, or not, they're not greasy, they're sweaty. Sweaty, disgusting little cartons of 2% milk. There was a lot of weird stuff they did in school that nobody questioned just because that's how it was done. That's how our parents did it, kind of thing. It's very funny. All right, so let's put the writing back on the boxes. Maybe I'm gonna bring this down a little bit so it looks like it's. Oops, no, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. Yeah, there. So it looks like it's printed on the box. Because you know how the ink gets a little diffused if it's actually in the surface. There we go. Look at that pizza. All right. Yeah, that's something I probably cannot get. I can probably make it in Japan, but I couldn't get it pre-made. All right. There we go. Okay, just need some eyes. What's going on? Oh, I've got selected. So are those going to show up? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe just waiting, waiting patiently to be eaten. All right. 3 pizzas. Okay. Yeah, I think Go Comics is mostly an older American audience, so the 3 squares, they'll get that. Because I'm not sure if every country has that terminology, that square meal terminology, if that's like an American advertising thing, or if it's a recognized, like the food pyramid. Can't believe in school they teach kids the food pyramid. All right, we'll write that guy later. Yeah, they do such a terrible job of teaching American kids nutrition because they can't. Oh, let's get back up to 50. There we go. Then I want to teach them not to enjoy that amazing corn syrup they put in everything. If they give them actual nutritional information, they would go to an American grocery store and not be able to eat anything, anything in a box. Hydrogenated soybean oil and what's the corn syrup? Yeah, however they process it, but the sweetener, the corn syrup sweetener that has ruined everything in the U.S. Maybe that is the North American version of Montezuma's Revenge. Is the morbid obesity from corn syrup as a sweetener to punish the white man for his trespasses. We doom you for generations to be just these gigantic blobs from drinking soft drinks flavored or sweetened with corn. Yeah, because corn was a colony thing, right? That was all from the Americas. Because they talk about corn came to Japan from the Portuguese. The Portuguese must have imported it, or must have, brought it from South America. All right, let's not do more bags and boxes of things. High fructose. Thank you, some empty friend with the save. Yes, high fructose corn syrup. Yeah, so whatever makes it high fructose, we don't want to know. But yeah, that's the thing that's the revenge. That's the original people's revenge on the white man. Delicious high fructose corn syrup. It's amazing though, because the American exports are so powerful that a lot of countries have probably, imported that without even questioning it. If they can sell, if it sells. Yeah, I think the Coca-Cola here is sugar though, because Japan has in a lot of its the little Pacific islands, they have a lot of sugar crop. I mean, they're tiny islands, so it's not huge, but they may put sugar in Coca-Cola because Japanese people, I mean, I think Asian people in general are more sensitive to the negative health effects of obesity. So even that's the thing I was shocked by is pregnant women are told, basically to starve themselves because a lot of them have a risk of, they have to go on a diet while they're pregnant, which I always thought would be bad for the baby. But I guess if the mother gets diabetes, that's worse for the baby. So yeah, they do a lot of controlled diet stuff here. So you don't have the women that get the baby weight and can't get rid of the baby weight because their doctors just ride them about, you can't gain so much weight. It'll mess up your heart. You'll get diabetes. There's a lot of so I saw a comparison. One of the professors was showing me they actually talk about that they don't talk about that in America because they don't want to talk about racial differences, but in Japan they talk about Japanese people versus foreign people, which usually means Western European. And it shows the difference, how much they can tolerate for additional weight gain before there's any adverse health effects. And for Japanese people, it's much lower before they start risk of whichever type of diabetes, is can be you can get later, not the one you're born with, but the one that's brought on by being overweight. So it's very funny. So it's really funny. You see pregnant women here, and they're super thin. And if they have boys, if they're showing they're very late. It's very late in the pregnancy, and they have boys. Boys sit lower and more like a torpedo, the the nose of an airplane or a. So they're very. They stick out very much. So from behind. A lot of times you can't tell a Japanese woman is pregnant if she has a boy, especially. Girls sit wider and lower, so sometimes you can see their stomach from around the edge, but around the side of their body. But some women they gain so little weight when they're pregnant, and if it's a boy and is sitting very, whatever that's called, very high and very out very far. You can't see from the side that they're pregnant. Then they turn around and it looks like they've got a torpedo coming out of the middle of them. But that's a very interesting difference because it's you just kind of can let yourself go crazy. American doctors don't. Maybe with some people, some people they might know have risks for it. But from my experience, doctors just let women get as fat as they want, eat what you want, have a big fat baby, and you be a big fat mama. But doing that when you're having kids older is definitely not a great idea. That's probably at least American doctors must be doing that, like warning against. What do they call that? Like if you have a kid like 35 and over, I think they call it geriatric, like a geriatric pregnancy. It's something very, I'm sure women hate to hear, but high risk. Sometimes they call it high risk too. So an over 35 means that you are more susceptible to health risks during pregnancy, and you need to be more careful because your body isn't as resilient and efficient at doing stuff. But there must be American doctors that are giving some sort of guidance other than just eat whatever the hell you want. Yeah. Nice. Type 2, it's the only diabetes you can get later on. Thank you, Nmity friend. Yeah, type 1, type 2. Yeah, so type 2 diabetes is where the high fructose corn syrup comes in. That's just nuts. It's funny. The way we talk about, but in China, speech is controlled, and you can't say anything about the government. You can't say anything about the leaders of the party. But in America, you can call the president whatever you want, whatever name you want. But try speaking out against the companies that are selling you high fructose corn syrup and see how far your message gets. Or the drug companies, the oil companies. Yeah, so we have controlled speech, but it's just controlled for different reasons. It's not because people want to keep in power. It's because people want to keep selling things. Don't blow it for us. Yeah, I think that I'm not going to talk about that on YouTube, but I think that was the most disappointing thing about the vaccines and the pandemic is the collusion, but we are not going to talk about that. But that was really disappointing to see how deep that goes, and we're just living in this. So, I think America has some really funny kind of historical moments of awakening. Like 9/11 was definitely a big one that changed things irrevocably and kind of woke people up to certain realities that they just blissfully ignored because everything was fine. My TV just keeps getting bigger, so and flatter, so I'm not complaining. And but there's these moments that kind of bring awareness, but at the same time, it's also an opportunity to take advantage. So what should have been, the pandemic should have been a time of people realizing the lack of good good and kind of efficient healthcare and how broken the system is to respond to these these big health emergencies, national health emergencies. But it was just a time to seize more power. So we got all monitored, according to people that can no longer live in the U.S. We got heavily monitored by our own country after 9/11, and we got completely lied to by doctors. What are they doing? Yeah, so it's depressing, but it's definitely I think people are wondering about how the world was going to survive or change in this super information age of the internet. And I think we know now exactly how they're going to do it. I'm not going to spread any misinformation, but that's exactly how they're going to do it. It's so funny because it's just it seems like a retread of the kind of same old tricks Calling people communists once upon a time worked really well. Now we can call them other things to, control speech and control whether people can have a job or whatever. Yeah, it's an odd situation. But yeah, these you'd think these moments would make things better. These huge crises, moments, but they don't. I guess it's just a fire that needs to be put out quickly. But even like you see that with natural disasters and things in America, like a lot of people have talked about Katrina, the Hurricane Katrina, and how basically all that did was be able to uproot historically black neighborhoods in New Orleans and let people build condos and convention centers and stuff on land that they wanted to seize, but they had no legal means to do it. They would have had to do some real tricky, political navigating to do that. And hurricane came along and flooded everybody out. It's like, hey, well, there we go. These wonderful real estate developers are going to help us. They're going to help us rebuild New Orleans and bring it back. Oh, well, it's going to have a lot more Starbucks and Jamba Juice and everything. It'll be a lot less residential, old residential, historic residential areas. But that's fine. That's rebuilding. Yeah. There's got to be a word for that, some kind of crisis investing or crisis capitalism. All right. Nice. Yes, very harsh. Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah, right. Because when I was a kid, I think like vegetarians had medical conditions. Like the idea of a vegetarian, you're either Hindu or you had some sort of medical condition. Yeah, that's an interesting point, dude. Yeah, it's wow. You don't have to you don't have to eat a hamburger every day. Wow. Yeah, it's really funny. And I like that, like the beef council and the dairy council, that got milk campaign and stuff. I mean, that's just basically to keep, milk socially acceptable and kind of in the pop culture, in the pop culture, in the kind of cultural awareness, so that it can't be kind of vilified and like, why are we doing this? This is not necessary. This is not healthy. To keep throwing money at it to keep people. Yeah, what was the I didn't hear the fallout from it, and I didn't quite understand. I think it was a dairy council, like got milk kind of thing, and it was what's her face, the girl that's everywhere now, that kind of like bitchy, pissed off looking girl that all the geek guys go crazy for. She's got one of those odd names, but she did like a wood milk commercial, like as a parody of milk being made from things that aren't natural, or like that are weird, like almonds and oats and soy and stuff. And I think it was a wood milk commercial, like fake parody ad. And I think that was a dairy council. I got to double check that, but people were kind of complaining about that online, and I missed the angle of it. I just saw somebody show it, and we're saying, oh yeah, we get milk from wood. It's like, ew, isn't that weird, or whatever. It was like a fake ad that was supposed to make you like strangely aware of non-dairy milk, whatever you would call it, alternative milks. Yeah, what the heck is her name? I think she was in Community or Parks and Rec. Let me see. I beat some empty friend, Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, I think it was her doing the wood milk. Let me double check. I think it was her. Yeah, introducing wood milk. Yeah, Aubrey Plaza's. No, it's a wait. It's a total joke. Is it just a comedy thing? Like a I don't know. Drink. The hashtag is drink wood milk, and the YouTube account is just wood milk. So they're hiding. If this is like a Dairy Council thing, they're hiding the fact of it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I just saw she's gotten a lot of attention recently, and I wasn't sure what the angle was they were going for with this. If it's just a gag, like a skit, just joking about how many milk alternatives there are, or if it's actually a Dairy Council like funded thing to say, "Ew, don't drink weird milk." I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, and they don't tip their hand in the. Yeah, it just said wood milk is fake and has absolutely zero nutritional value. So yeah, I don't know. That's weird that they would do it completely not identifying. Let me go to the end of it. Sorry, I don't want to play it on the channel because I'm sure it'll get struck. Yeah, is your milk real? Oh, no, it is. Yeah, the got milk is at the end. So it is a Dairy Council thing. It has to be, right? They just don't identify it because they do the little registered trademark of got milk at the end. That's super creepy, though, that they don't identify it. They don't put it on their channel and then give it its own YouTube channel, and they completely take everything off of it except the got milk, which most people don't know is, National Dairy Council money thing. That's weird. Yeah. Guerrilla dairy marketing. What a world. What a world. Oh, okay, some empty friend did win that one too. Yeah, Aubrey Plaza. Yeah. Yeah, what do you guys think of her? I don't get her. I mean, I think I was surprised how good in White Lotus. She was a pretty good dramatic actress. Like, she really had some interesting complexity. She seems very one note. Like, anytime I've never watched a show she's on very regularly, but clips of her and stuff, she seems very one note. Like, she's just doing that weird, bitchy, uncomfortable thing. But in White Lotus, she was pretty good. Like, her range was very interesting. Like, she had some really good scenes of very complicated, emotion and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but I always just assume she's this kind of geek icon, a kind of gettable girl next door. Yes, now the Dairy Council is trolling nut milk producers. I did a nut milk joke, didn't I, in a cartoon a while ago? Oh man. All right. Yeah, but it does seem. I mean, it's so strange. There isn't just like an understanding, like common knowledge that's just shared from nutritionists or doctors or whatever, that this is how your diet should change, as you age. You don't need high fat content, anything, there's things that you should just phase out of your diet. And like people that are like super, doing like super, high protein or doing, specific like bodybuilding or workout dieting. But I mean, just for like regular people to kind of know, okay, at some stage in your life, you should stop drinking milk because there's a ton of fat in that and you really don't process it very well anymore. And, if you've got a history of heart conditions in your family, it's probably a good idea to kind of, I don't know. It's weird that they don't, and the only information we got, like I remember as a kid saying, oh yeah, butter is bad, very high fat. So let's move over to margarine, which is vegetable shortening, which must be better, right? It's vegetables. And then it turns out that the type of fats in margarine are actually worse for clogging arteries. So less butter is better than switching to margarine. And then there were butter substitutes. I can't believe it's not butter. But that was, I remember that big switch. I think that happened in the late 70s, 80s, where they're like, okay, your parents, everything was just, floating in butter. Let's not do that anymore. Let's move to healthy margarine. Oh, which is also going to kill you. Okay, wait a minute. Just go back to butter. Some empty friend fills every memory hole that I have. Yeah, that's excellent. I really appreciate you being in the chat, some empty friend. Very wonderful. Oh, so what I wanted to mention. So I almost mentioned it during the raid, which might not have been a great idea, because there are probably people not all that interested in the channel that stopped by just out of curiosity. But I set up a Discord server. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to get you guys, because I want to keep it kind of private, just people that are like regularly in the chat, so we can just have another way to communicate. And also because I don't have channel membership, and maybe Twitter's probably the only other way I have to communicate. But if on the Discord server, then I can set up notifications about what's happening with the schedule, so you guys can know what's happening instead of just getting surprise notifications all the time from when I go live. But so yeah, do want to do kind of like a private Discord for the for this stream, so we can have another way to communicate and just try some other fun stuff in between streams. I was thinking about like the movie stuff, and yeah, I'd like to get back to doing something with movies, having a reason to watch things. All right. Nice. Oh, cool. Yeah. Set up a Discord account, dude, and we can. So it'll be a good way to message and stuff. So it doesn't. It doesn't have to be so public. That'll be fun. So yeah, I've got it set up. So if you're on the Patreon for Abusecartoons, then automatically I'll have like a little patron channel, and then I'll do general channel and send out just an invite. I'm not sure yet the best way to. So just let me know, everybody that's in chat, the best way to connect with you. I can like DM you through some social media or whatever, and just send you guys invites. I don't want to post it in the chat because it'll live forever in the archive, and we'll just have random people showing up that may not be interested in what we're doing. All right, so something breakfasty is going on here. Notes at breakfast. That tricky dairy console. I can't believe they're trying to pull that. Trying to be funny. But I wonder how much they paid her. I wonder how much Aubrey made. Shilling. They must, because back in the day, like back in the 90s or whatever, when they're first doing those Got Milk, it was pretty big name celebrities they were painting that fake milk mustache on. So it might be some pretty big bucks that they pay, which is insane because it's the dairy lobby, basically, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I'll like Unknown Girl and a lot of regular, and K5 and a lot of regulars, I'll contact them because I'm pretty much, I think, connected with them in DMs from different social media. So I'll send the link to them, and then everyone can kind of share the link that is on chat. That might be the best way to get it going. Then we could try a group call or something sometime. That would be crazy. That would be so crazy to hang out in voice chat. All right. Okay, so maybe a pen, and we'll take notes at breakfast. I don't know. Something. There we go. Something like that. I gotta make it just wide enough to have eyes. All right. I guess that's okay. Kind of a lopsided composition, but it kind of works. If they had some reason to be like that, then it'd be even better. Okay, there's everything. Oh no, actually maybe let's do this composition wise. And put this over here. There we go. I think I like that better. Okay. What's all the... I don't know what's up. There's only 5 things. Why are there so many layers? All right. So something writing during breakfast. That spoon is gigantic, isn't it? It's like eating with a, serving spoon. Just a little less spoon. There we go. All right. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, I'll get that out. Yeah, because I finally set it up, and I didn't know how easy it was. The integration is pretty good for Discord and both Patreon and the YouTube member stuff. So I got that set up for the tabletop channel as well. So if you're a fan of role-playing games, that's a good Discord as well. All right. But yeah, the integration is pretty good. It's a little weird. I mean, I don't know the technology of Discord, but it's like you have you can add roles to a server, so different people that are members can have different. It's basically just access like what they're able to do. So it's like yeah, just as a user for like a computer system, it's just like letting them have different authority over the machine. But you have to set up this like super user that's YouTube, or super user that's Patreon or whatever. So it's a little weird. It took a minute for me to figure out what I was doing wrong, and I guess the order that you literally put the roles in the list is priority. So yeah, a lot of things I don't understand. I'm sure they make a lot of sense to programmers, but for people that aren't sysadmins, it's not a very intuitive thing. All right, so those are all good. So I'll do like a yellow legal pad. Nice, yeah, so we'll have some more ways to hang out and keep in touch. Yeah, I think that'll help with especially if I can't get my schedule worked out, it'll be good to at least know I can update you guys about what's going on. And also ask you, like, what day is better, what time is better. That would make it good. Yeah, because I always feel bad, like this weird timing. There's a lot of regular people that didn't show up, so it's obviously conflicting. There's something else they're watching or something else that's going on for them that this doesn't work as a time. Yeah, I'm like that TV show that the network just doesn't know what to do with it. Just keep moving it around on the schedule so nobody knows when it's actually on. All right. And I think I'll do maybe, green or the blue. I think the blue is nice. The classic blue bowl. So something red. We'll just do breakfast. So orange again. So double orange juice this week. All right. These giant highball orange juice glasses. What kind of maniac? Oops, this should go here, right? Yeah, I did a new layer and then I didn't use it. There we go. All right, and then maybe a slightly lighter top. Should I just do this or, oops, this? Maybe that. All right. Very cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'd like to figure out a way to enjoy more interaction. I just am, so far behind like integrating what. And also, I'm very wait and see with things, because I remember when Discord first came out, like it was so promoted as like, it's just, gamer voice chat. It's just a alternative voice chat for for Call of Duty or whatever. People that didn't want to use Xbox Live or whatever, and so didn't realize how quickly it was adopted for everything. And it works really well. Discord works really well for online role playing. I don't know why all these companies are investing so much into making like virtual tabletops and stuff, because if they just integrated things with oh no. If they just, what the hell is wrong with me? Okay, let's try this. Just integrated with I guess though you don't want to, it's like that same thing that all the Facebook game companies, the same mistake they made is you can't rely on someone else's platform. So they're developing independently so that, if somebody wants to take away their permissions, it doesn't destroy their company. I still can't believe that happened. That the first kind of online gaming stuff, the social gaming that was the social aspect of gaming and stuff was all that Facebook gaming, people asking you to Farmville or whatever. Like there was that Mafia one and Farmville, like a lot of these early social games where you were spamming people on Facebook to like send you corn or whatever, or to go to your farm and pick vegetables. And you attacked people or whatever in the Mafia game. And then Facebook just said, okay, yeah, no, we're not going to support that anymore. So that entire thing just died. Or maybe they just, wanted a bigger cut or something from it, and all the companies just bailed on it. I don't remember the exact thing, but like Facebook gaming was a thing. That's so weird that people because the money was there and the audience was there, so people so easily just started developing games for Facebook. It's insane. And Facebook blew it with if they were just greedy or what, I don't know what that was. And that's going to even be hard to explain to people, like, young kids now. Oh, yeah. What the hell is Facebook? First of all, what the hell is Facebook? And why would anybody play games on such a clumsy, terrible platform? All right. And I'm still so surprised how many things will still ask you to log in with Facebook. Are you kidding? I mean, logging in with Google or whatever isn't any better, but that's still, that's crazy. To me, log in with Facebook because we want that data, that juicy Facebook data. I guess after that, who was that? The people that kind of broke the privacy, that kind of harvested data they shouldn't have. They had a funny name from Facebook. They kind of got fined or something by Facebook. I think they kind of screwed up things for everybody. All the people that were, breaking privacy restrictions and stuff. That, what was it? Ars Mathematica. What was it? It had some funny, name, but they got punished for using the Facebook API just to like harvest harvest user information, and of course sell it. Yeah, now you can only do that if you're one of the big boys, or or dealing with them. I mean, you have a deal with them. Yeah, that's the creepy thing. If you ever go into, if you're on Android, I'm sure the same. Apple has the same sort of thing, and you can deny like third-party sharing, like information sharing, and they show you the list of third-party people that have access to your data, and you see all these like insane company names. It's like, this is definitely based like in the Virgin Islands or in Panama or whatever. A lot of shady company names show up. Or what, Belize? What's the big one for hiding your money in company? But yeah, lots of creepy people buying your information. Those delicious cookies. No, I think that's a good way to think about it, because that's what it is. It's just we're in denial that we have some sort of privacy. Unless you have like military grade, encryption on what you're doing, people, and even then, people are going to eventually be able. It's just like the only thing you can do is control the amount of time it takes before someone has access to your data, because eventually everything gets busted into. But yeah, we have this, and I wonder where that came from. I think it's like because we already had laws about phone calls, like privacy of recording phone calls and radio broadcasts and things. So we had this weird idea that communication has this has some privacy like built into it, has some privilege built into it, and didn't know that every company that was allowing us to communicate with each other was just ignoring that assumption. Good, you assume that, and we're going to benefit. We're going to do some big data collection on you. So, all right. So some sort of writing or note taking or some legal agreement at breakfast, something like that. Okay. All right. So we got a couple more cartoons. Hey, that wasn't too painful. We haven't written them yet, of course, but yeah, TikTok. Right. Yeah. Yeah. TikTok is so strange. And I don't know why everybody is trying to because YouTube has its shorts now, and Instagram has reels. I don't know what people are, I mean, I watch my daughter scroll Instagram and watch those little, it's just like it's not much different from flipping the channel, like when we started to have remote controls on TVs, and you just flip through the dial, and then once we had satellite television, it took a little bit longer for the channels to come up, but you could still just go boom, 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 boom. So it's kind of like that. And I remember my brother, he was the worst. He wouldn't sit for a commercial. So as soon as something went to commercial, just watching basic cable, he would start flipping, and said, "I'll get back to it. I'll come back to it," and always, just got distracted by something, and then just started watching something else, and that went to commercial and just started flipping. But that quick kind of just a bunch of images flashing in front of you is a thing now, that all of those kind of short video platforms that's just simulating that. And I wonder if it's because that's a weird sensory kind of stimulation thing or something that younger brains enjoy. But it's odd. Yeah, it's a real odd one. Oh, wait, finally, I didn't know that was there. Okay. Yeah, Restream kind of moves stuff around. So I do have a streamed length of streaming time if I'm on Restream, which I am for the tabletop channel. I'm always worried about that. I can't ever see how long we've been going, so I'm always flipping it around. Okay, so let me first look at the where we left off and switch over to the comments from last time. I think I have this set up. Boom, there we go. So here's the one you guys missed from last week. I had to get one up for Thursday. And here it is. So we'll just do this one real quick. So yeah, from May 25th, so last Tuesday, he longed for a job that would require multiple buckets. So looking at his reflection in the bucket mirror, because his current work conditions were beyond the pale. Nice, beyond the pale. Yes, always someone's zinging in there with a better pun or a better joke. All right. Yeah, so I just wanted to do, and it took me forever to figure out how to make a reflection look readable, because of course I can digitally cheat it and just copy and paste the bucket and then mask it into the puddle. But I was like, wait a minute, what? I kept doing like he was looking at the back of himself, or it was all this like weird surrealist stuff that I was like doing. It's like, okay, wait, it has to just be the same thing flipped, the mirror reflection. Yeah, it took me forever to figure out a way to make that look, and it's still, it reads okay, but yeah, it took me forever to get a convincing mirror going there. That's sad. All right, so I think we're 2011. Yeah, 2011 November is where we left off. Let's hope the website's running better this week. Week before was, oh yeah, we left off with chopped parsley or cilantro. So chopped parsley, make sure I'm good here. Yeah, there we go. So November 1st, 2011, chopped parsley didn't so much garnish a dish as infest it. And in California, that's cilantro usually. Italian parsley. Fresh grass cut. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Look at these special effects. So I'm still drawing things with marker, but I'm improving a little bit more in the Photoshop coloring department here. So the upside down toaster suspected that he was proving some horrible point. Yeah, like the glow, the menacing glow underneath the toaster. No one pushes toaster around. Oh, there's 4 comments on this. Huh? Yeah, happy though, huh? Cow toast. Oh, yeah. So that's a thing. That's a comment I've gotten multiple times. So Farside, I guess it's Farside's infamous cartoon was Cow Tools. Wait a minute, let me look that up. So the famous Farside. Oh, it's got its own Wikipedia entry. Oh, that's so funny. So I don't understand what the deal is here. Let me drag this in. So Farside is Gary Larson, right? So here's Cow Tools. Here's the infamous Cow Tools cartoon. Oh wait, I can do this. Oh no, I can't. I can't see anything then. So it's just some weird primitive. So yeah, there's a barn in the background and a cow in the foreground, and it's just Cow Tools. And so it's kind of a joke I think was funny to the cartoonist, or a joke that nobody quite gets, but it's the sensibility of the cartoonist kind of, coming through the weirdness of the world. So Cow Tools, cartoon Gary Larson's Far Side from October 1982, cow standing in front of bizarre misshapen implements with the caption Cow Tools. So, I mean, I think the joke is just to cows, there's tools in a barn, and in a barn, cows have no idea what those things do. Those metal things hanging on the barn, wall, the inside of the barn wall, doesn't know. Okay, so here we go. So the cartoon confused many readers who wrote or phoned in seeking an explanation in response to the controversy. I love that. The controversial cartoon called Cow Tools. So Larson issued a press release clarifying that the thrust of the cartoon, that if a cow were to make tools, it would lack something in sophistication, arguably the most loathed Far Side strip ever, becoming a popular internet meme. Yeah, so that's exactly, I didn't even have to read his explanation. That's obviously what he's trying to say is cows wouldn't have any idea what tools are, and if cows made tools, they don't have thumbs, they wouldn't make tools, but if cows made tools, they would just be weird, and they'd be like that looks like a saw, so it's like a strange imitation of a saw, and they don't really know what. So I run into that a lot. I've seen that comment multiple times. So when people don't get what I'm trying to, and so it's just an like the humor sometimes is just how stupid or illogical or just kind of a weird contradiction or a weird awkwardness, you know, opposing two things, or just, making so the idea of an upside down toaster being a problem, is because the hot burning elements are now, exposed to possibly a flammable, surface that it's on. And so why would that have happened? So yeah, just like the questions of why that would have happened and what's going on is funny to me. And yeah, those crumbs are toast. So, but some people, yeah. So happy is, very perplexed. It's like, so everything is dismissed as cow tools because you don't want to spend, and if you have to think about a joke, it's of course not funny, but you can at least figure out like where the person's coming from. So maybe in the future you'll understand the point of view or sense of humor a little bit more. But I do a lot of these. So a lot of the idea with domestic abuse, this strip, is to make things, the title kind of says it all, that it's this, huge, horrible thing that actually on this scale is just as tragic for the things involved, the inanimate objects involved in this scale, but it's to us not so tragic. Kind of like, kids, the little drama that little kids have, or even they did that joke pretty well. The first Ant-Man movie did that joke pretty well, and I think that was all because of the original director. But they would do those scale things where they have this epic battle going on because everybody was ant size on this train set, and this electric train was running, and they're running on top of the train and fighting, and the train crashes. It gets derailed and it crashes, and they start to show the epic scale of that, and then they pull out to the human scale, and it's just like boom, boom. The train just goes ka-chunk and falls off the track on the little table that the toy train set is set up on. So that's a little bit of this. The emotional scale is a lot of the joke. And so if you don't get that I've named this cartoon a ridiculously, a horrible thing, I named it a very extreme horrible thing that is addressing something that isn't horrible to you as the reader, but on the scale of these little things is horrible. I'm just trying to play around with a scale of like emotion and stuff. So I like the epic or romantic jokes because it doesn't make any sense when it's just a bowl and a spoon kind of thing. But anyhow, that's a long cow tools explanation. Sorry. So that's what cow tools is, if you've never heard that before. So it's like, cow tools, shit joke equals cow tools. All right, here we go. Another cow tools. I could just change the name of the strip to Cow Tools. There must be a web cartoon out there named Cow Tools. November 8th. So not actually wearing it, he still felt like a different kind of trash. So somebody threw away a trucker cap, and it made the trash feel like, the joke here is white trash. The dirty trucker cap is very, trashy redneck. Yes, white trash is the joke. 11 years ago, Yukonarik. Almost got it. Yes. Cheap white trash. All right. November 10th. He liked the subtlety for anything less than chop. Hey, quit busting his chops. Hey. Hack and slash doesn't require much subtlety. I'm going to say something about the guy above, but the guy above me got there first. Oh, Happy is a premium member. Yeah, but I even had so R.C. Harvey, a cartoonist and a kind of a comics historian that I worked with for a long time. He asked me, because I worked on his website for a long time, and he would sometimes promote this cartoon, and so he'd ask me to send a few cartoons, and sometimes I would send some to him and go, "What? I have no idea what you're doing here." So yeah, it's definitely not a crowd pleaser. The jokes. November 15th. His shyness made his instructions seem more like mere suggestions. So shy assembly instructions. Yes. Yeah, so you know how instructions are always written as very imperative, very take this, put this. And it's like, if it's okay with you, you can. Yeah, I guess that probably requires me to show an example of subtle instructions. All right, the rock was betrayed by his inability to ripen. Or rot. There we go. Well, at least it won't go rotten. Still beats scissors. He's the rock of ages. Must not be a metamorphic rock. All right. Or rot. We got the rot going in. All right. The explanation was either an optical illusion or cannibalism. Funny thinking. Thank you, DQ cartoonist. Or birth. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't. That would have been a third option. Total transparent eclipse. As I see it, that's the point of this trip. That's why I like it so much. Oh, chromosome. Chromosome's been here since the beginning. Where do all new jars come from? Yeah, I guess I should have gone with the pregnancy is probably funnier than cannibalism, or not funnier, but more logical. Cannibalism is far funnier. November 24th, a desperate attempt to make a triple scoop healthy only made it more appealing to dogs. Oh, it's not clear what that is. And why would a tennis ball make something healthier? I just know Jeremy tried this at home. As served. Nice. Wimbledon. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess that's the stupidity of the logic is a tennis ball wouldn't make it more healthier. But I don't know if that quite reads as a tennis ball. But that was the attempt. Maybe a brighter. I think I could have gone with a brighter, more fluorescent yellow. But then it doesn't print very well. November 29th. The concept of a tap water float escaped him. It escapes me too. Oops, I already like this one. I was already here. A tap water float. Oh, come on, tap water float. Everything float. I like, Coke float, root beer float, tap water float. It's like having a diet. It's like putting, I think that was inspired by watching somebody put water on breakfast cereal. It's like to make it lower calorie. It's like, why are you eating breakfast cereal in the first place? Not putting milk on it and putting water doesn't doesn't make it healthier. It makes it maybe fewer calories, but the cereal is already so high in everything you don't need. His function, December 1st. His function was so specific that it created almost instantaneous obsolescence. This was definitely inspired by like Japanese stuff. There's like so many weird little things. Like if you go to a stationery store or just like a little, kind of gadget store or whatever, mostly like office supply kind of stuff. There's stuff that is so weirdly like this little thing is the thing that removes this kind of heat seal from this kind of thing. And it's only for one single purpose. And of course, office workers buy them because this thing is like standardized. But, as things become digital or whatever, it starts to obsolete. So the thing itself, the little devices that are so specific in that way are funny because they're almost like, instantly useless. Looks like one of those Ronco record cleaners. A Ronco record cleaner. Nice. Vacorec. Oh, wow. A Vacorec. Oh, here we go with a crazy... Stop giving me useless crap for Christmas. Oh my God. Oh, it's a song. It's song lyrics. There we go. Useless stuff. So copy and paste funny song lyrics into any comment section. December 6th, 2011. Still 12 years ago. 11 years ago. Sudden cold weather demanded desperate choices. Desperate choices. That phrase isn't so good. So no gloves. You don't have mittens. So that's supposed to be an oven mitt and a boxing glove. But yeah, obviously, Naturally Easy didn't didn't quite see my drawings. It's a pretty terrible boxing glove. Neither of those kind of read. They could both be messed up looking mittens. All right. More book jokes. December 8th, 2011. Two equally enjoyable stories separated by luck, timing, and an unbelievable amount of marketing. Neither one of them was Twilight. There we go. Okay, December 13th. Oh, we're getting Christmassy. His holidays degraded from hot and new to bargain and clearance from hot and new to bargain and clearance to classic and retro and finally forgotten. They will never be forgotten. Uh-oh. Let's see what else is going on here. Many valve stem sacrificed itself so that Atari joysticks could live. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that would break. That's right. The deals would break, or maybe they're just joking that kind of rubber covering over the kids. We have Pong. Oldies but goodies. Oh, here we go. Speaking of old classic. Yeah, for me, this is like riding the school bus in the 4th grade or whatever, the Coleco football games. The days following the death of electronic football were truly joyless. Yeah, there was Coleco football, electronic football, and then electronic football 2. And I think 2 had passing in it. I think you could pass the ball. So the first one you just run through the defenders, but I think Coleco electronic football 2 had actual passing. So if you were you had an offensive line, but you would also have a receiver that would run, and you could advance the ball from one to another. Got one with fresh battery sitting on the coffee table, an exercise in nostalgia. Waiting for visiting friends. I remember these. Had one, played the crap out of that thing. Yes, you'd always say you'd play it down, like on the bus. Everyone gets to play it down. So yeah, you would just pass the game around, and everyone would run it down. Never interested in the real thing or these. All the kids had annoyed the crap out of me. Glad it's finally dead. Oh, that's hysterical. Guess who says, fuck football, fuck electronic football, I'm glad it's dead. Oh, that's great. It's not that I have a keychain. I have a little LCD version of it on a keychain. That I think I got it out of a vending machine in Japan. Oh, that's so funny. Fuck football. And fuck electronic football. Even harder. Oh, people are funny. All right. The red towel was disgusted by what he saw as a sudden feminization of the laundry. I think this is the beginning. So what is this? This is actually 2011. So this is the beginning of the kind of conservative like media pundit. I think it's like maybe like Rush Limbaugh kind of stuff, like creeping into popular culture. So talking about men needing to be men and feminized things. So this joke doesn't work well anymore because we're in a much more subtle and complicated, intricate and complicated time. But a red towel in the laundry is hysterical. 11 years ago, or maybe not. December 22nd. I guess Christmas is over. Most drug interactions were merely social incompetence. So the idea of pills not being very social. Poof, poof, piffies makes me just as small as sniffies. Oh my God. What's going on? So what's your point? It's well known that most medication don't get on with others, and they need a third party to go smoothly. If you read the leaflet on the box, you find out all drugs cause symptoms that were made to... or cause the symptoms they were made to cure. Yeah, good point. Dave's not here, man. A Cheech and Chong joke. Oh, I guess it's because I made a drug reference. So what's left over from a rave in Anytown, USA? Tall can of beer. Mary Jane is a cracko. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm not going to make any drug interaction jokes. All right. We're after Christmas, and we're still doing Christmas. December 27th, I think it's because everything is shifted. Pickled beets were a whole other level of regifting that few have mastered. Pickled beets are a gift few. Oh, are a gift. Oh, okay. You're rewriting it. I like the regifting. Whole other level of regifting. I love pickled beets. Of course you do. Ha ha ha. Pickled zucchini. Pickled bananas. Try hanging out with Latinos. They have this thing called pickled peppers. Youch. Never again. Okay. Well, let's stay away from pickled beet references. December 29th. They were a lonely collection of handbooks for very unpopular activities. It's a very unpopular collection of handbooks for lonely activities that I'm willing to trade. Unpopular with whom? All right. January 3rd. Yeah, we'll go through January. Every night he had the same work dream. What a waste of good coffee. Was I already here? Yes, I was. It's just flavored water. He does his job so well. Yeah, so it's kind of a wetting the bed dream, I guess. Oh, here we go. More fun with Photoshop. January 5th. After falling off the wall, he was just happy to be standing. Yeah, so the glass is broken and he's seeing multiple. He was pushed. Yeah, I've been here before. Seeing multiple everything. Lots of special effects now that I'm playing around with Photoshop. January 10th, 2012. Two-sided tape longed to be rolled into one of those little loops like other tape enjoyed. I should have drawn one of those little tape loops because I had to describe it in text. But yeah, two-sided tape, you don't need to make the loop of two-sided tape. Yeah, I should have drawn a little smiling loop or something over here. But it's unnecessary. Stick to it. Oh, geez, 3 comments. We all want to be a little loopy. Just lie there. Take it. Oh man, that's a little rough. Okay, but it was 2012, back when we could be a little rougher in our humor. All right. The brave 48 stood a little chance against the kindergarten hordes. All right, so yeah, $48 of crayons, worn down into little nubs. Yeah, I remember like coloring time. I don't know if that was a thing, but we would get boxes of crayons that were the classroom crayons, and I think like kindergarten and first grade, and some of them were so destroyed because I don't think it was the 48. I think it was like 72 or like a bigger set that had the sharpener. So kids constantly, like some kids were like obsessed with having sharp crayons, so they just grind them down to nothing, and basically the between kids holding the crayons too tight and breaking them and then the over sharpening kids, like the box wasn't even, there was no like crayon of any length. It was just these little trays of nubs. So that's where that memory is coming from, is just a weird box of like totally decimated crayons that you had to pick a little end up and like rip the paper off of and try to color. Could they manage to eat them all? Couldn't manage to eat them all. Nice. 48. Oh, into the daycare of death. Oh, daycare of death is good. I think kids now use all those nubs to make custom colors of the new Crayola toys. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they made, because Crayola was aware of that. I think they made like a little, like a hot, like electric mold or something that you could like melt crayons back into crayon shape. I don't know if you could put stickers on them, but or paper. I don't know if you could wrap them in actual paper, but all right. January 17th. Learning to be a pickle was just forgetting how to be a cucumber. Very zen. Please remain a cucumber. All right, I've been here. So a pickle has just forgotten how to be a flute. The right spices can make you anything you want to become. Dang, excuse me while I go get a pickle. All right. Episode 224. Nice. All right. And wall plugs. The choice of which hole was never a comfortable one. Uh-oh. We got too many comments here. Yes, but if you go with the top outlet, then, or the top plug, then you block the bottom outlet. Just choose the most comfortable one. There we go. For those large ones, I say bottom should be the choice. So it doesn't hug the two holes. Exactly, Nicole. I just hate it when two holes are hot. Where is Dog Sniff? Oh, no. Dr. Freud is turning over in his grave. Now we know how Lingy Wiz feels. Oh, today's BC. Okay, Dr. Freud will get a like. Plug and play. All right, P. coli. Why don't we make either the socket outlet or the plug rotating connector so the plug's uneven? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do that with a lot of, especially here in Japan where you can't have like giant power strips everywhere. Yeah, they do like weird. They'll actually be like on a cylinder and they'll rotate. The plugs will rotate so you can have the giant adapters on all sides. It has been done. All right. Almost finished with January. So the 24th, 2012, January, without a roll of tape, they were two very disparate and useless things. I lost the little wheelie thing on mine. The holder part makes a good paperweight. But they were made to be together. Nice. They weren't useless. Just fun to spin the little plastic wheel. Yay. And don't call me Shirley. A spell check on a comic forum? Haha, good one. Uh-oh, do I have a misspelling? Disparate? Disparate. I wasn't saying desperate. Did I spell disparate wrong? Nope. Yeah, that's weird. I think that's, yeah, they're probably assuming I was... Oh, sorry. I'm Googling live. Yeah, maybe they were assuming I was trying to say desperate. So very, yeah, far apart as far as function and purpose. All right, January 26th. So some sugar substitutes were just substitutes for self-respect. Looks green with envy. Oh. The cup looks happy enough. Oh, yeah, the crease does look like a smile. But next time use the pink cup and the green stuff. It doesn't allow for disrespect. Oh, yeah, what is the green stuff? Is that stevia? So pink was sweet and low. NutraSweet was blue, and that's about as far as I got. Things probably evolved quite beyond that. I can never use any of that, yeah, chemical sugar stuff. Yikes. All right. The end of January 31st. Even for Bagel Wednesday, he felt like a dangerous amount of cream cheese. Yeah, I should have put something for scale. I mean, it looks proportionally, it looks maybe like a bigger slab of cream cheese. But that could be very small. That could be the size of a pat of butter. Dangerous because he's hanging out with the wrapper. Oh, there we go, V-Beast. I just caught his sad little face. Aw. It's so funny. Yeah, I wonder how long she read this cartoon without noticing things had faces. It's a problem. All right. Nice. Okay, so let's go one into February. Oh, post-it note jokes. So February 2nd, 2012, it was a little forgettable thing that brought him one sticky note closer to non-existence. A little forgettable thing. All right. Yeah, so one at a time he was... Yeah, always I was making those jokes about things that come in like slices or pieces or whatever being slowly used out of existence. He still exists, but he'll be dispersed all over his universe. Yeah, that's right. Sticky notes will just, one sheet at a time. Be totally gone. All right. Yeah, maybe that doesn't come across as a post-it note. I guess the color maybe, but yeah, it should be. I should have stuck some maybe up behind him. All right. Well, we'll pick that up next time and return to the writing portion. Whoa. So I give myself some desk desk space here. All right. Well, thanks for hanging in, dude. You'll make it to the gummy section, or the gummy portion of the live stream, I'm sure. All right. So something about note-taking and breakfast, or there being something, that needs to be recorded, or yeah, so making a record or writing down. Yeah, so some people not with pen and paper, but yeah, track their meals or diets, or can it be a privacy joke or a writer's block joke? Oh yeah, multitasking. Yeah, multitasking is good. Yeah, multitasking is good. So just having two things happening at the same time. So is there a thing that's ruining? Is it ruining the so not part of this nutritious but very time efficient breakfast? Yeah, let's do that. So they were part of a time is that an I? Efficient? Is that an E? Efficient. Yeah, it's an I. They are part of a very time efficient, which might be hyphen. Not very nutritious. Ooh, nutritious. 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 Yes, nutrition. Nutritious. Nutritious breakfast. My old brain is trying to recall how to spell. And sometimes this font, for some reason, like how words look correct, like the shape of the word or just whatever, it looks right, it looks like it's spelled right. This font sometimes screws me up where I'm like, oh, that doesn't look right. But it's just because of the font is a little like goofy and awkward. All right. They were part of a very time efficient but not very nutritious breakfast. Is that too clumsy? Oh, more tasks than hands. Oh, that's good too. My spelling. Watching me struggle with spelling. All right. A very time efficient but not very nutritious breakfast. Yeah, I like the multitasking. Oh, but hands is good too, because yeah, you would literally have like a spoon in one hand and a pen in the other. Yeah, I think I probably have done that, like, homework, like doing homework in the morning or whatever, like just shoveling in breakfast cereal while trying to fill out a worksheet for the first class of the day. That's definitely happened. So yeah, I'm I don't even think they say that anymore in probably because all the legal requirements and disclosures and stuff have changed, but it used to be that the breakfast cereal commercials always said part of this nutritious breakfast, and they showed a bowl of this sugary cereal and then half a grapefruit and a toast and bacon and like fried eggs, like it was like this small thing that could be added to an actual breakfast with real food in it, where this sugar sprayed grain product was a small part of. So part of a nutritious breakfast was always the way that they got away with calling it nutritious. They're not saying that what we're selling you is nutritious. We're selling you sugar carbs, sugar covered carbs. But if you had other things that were real food, like fresh fruit and meat and things, then you could say nutritious. The word nutritious would not be false advertising. Yeah, so that's always why I come back to that joke, but I don't think they say that anymore. So might be skewing a little old. I like the two hands though. Two-handed breakfast. Nice. Three things at once too. Yeah, I remember that. Like being young, you could like have television on, you could be playing music, you could be doing your homework and like, chatting or whatever. Yeah, there's multitasking works much better with young young nimble brains. So time efficiency. I like the joke, or like the idea of it, a time efficient breakfast being a thing. Uh, yes, because it's Tang, right? It's not orange juice. That's on. Oh, it's on its own layer, so I could actually make it any shade I wanted to. Yeah, and bright is better. Okay, or actually though, in the glass, maybe making it look like it's behind glass. I'll take it down just a little bit, not that much, just a little bit. Yeah, a pale shade of orange juice. They're part of a very time efficient, not very. Okay, that's. Yeah, I like two fisted or not enough hands too. I think that's a good. That's a good angle. Uh oh. Oh, input to output. Oh, that's good too. Anon. You got some good ideas. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, feeding. Yeah, somehow feeding. Yeah, feeding the writing process, feeding the work. That's really good. Anon, thank you. I like the square. I'm stealing it. That's what I'm. Yeah, you came up with the square meals thing too, right? On the last the last live stream that was only a few minutes ago. Yeah. So square meals. I think this square meal, 3 square meals. So there was nothing to say. No. Let's just be real, more direct. 3, or maybe just pizza. Didn't call. And why would you order them all at the same time? Oh, that's a crazy spelling. Qualify. Multiple pizzas? Is it funnier to say multiple pizzas? Oh, that joke was multiple buckets, wasn't it? Where's the most recent one? Oh, it made it. Yay. The one I just did in the previous stream is already online. That's cool. Oh, somebody even found it too. Oh yeah, multiple buckets. I don't know why I think multiple pizzas, multiple buckets, and multiple pizzas, uncountable. And they weren't even round. Should the joke be that pizzas aren't square meals because they are round? Basically a family meal. Nice. Yeah. So that might be because you do order multiple. If there's a lot of people, you get more than one pizza at a time. So it might not come across very well. So the boxes are square, but when they're open, the pizza is revealed to be round. Yeah, and then we're gonna, in the comments, I'm sure there'll be the round versus square pizza debate. I actually like square pizzas cut in squares, or round pizzas cut in squares. So Even cut in squares, which I didn't show. Pizza didn't qualify as 3. Oops. Qualify as cut into squares. Jeez. So this one, or maybe qualify. Try to find like a nice break. I used to always try to make it bigger on the top and smaller on the bottom, but sometimes that doesn't work very well. Even cut into squares, pizza didn't qualify as 3 square meals a day. Yeah, the orange juice helps make it look like it's at the wrong time of day. In one day? Should it be 3 square meals in one day? Making it long and awkward. So even cut into squares, pizza didn't qualify as 3 square meals a day. Couldn't qualify or shouldn't? Is that any funnier? Used to serve rectangular pizza in my middle school years. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that weird. And I think they just did it because, for what I always assumed, is because it fit in the entree slot of the tray. You know how the tray was like a larger rectangle for your whatever goulash or spaghetti or whatever was the main entree, and then the little supporting, like a square for your milk, a square for the pudding cup, a square for some vegetable cup, some whatever. But I always assumed they came up with that weird rectangular pizza so that it took up as much space. They could give you as much pizza as possible and not have like a triangular piece that was like draped over the side of the tray. But it didn't ever. So, or maybe it was because, no, I guess because if they didn't do triangular pizza, if they did a round pizza cut into squares, then some people would get crust, some people wouldn't. And so they just gave nobody crust. If you're going to fight for the crust piece, then nobody gets any crust. Yeah. So it was that thin cheese pizza that was, rectangular shaped. So strange. Yeah. I still remember the weirdest thing for me was, so I loved peanut butter as a kid. And they would have this kind of extra thing that the school would do where if you had lunch, if you bought a school lunch and you were still hungry, if the lunch wasn't enough, you could line up and they'd give you a piece of bread with peanut butter on it, just white bread with peanut butter on it as like some additional thing. And it was kind of sweet peanut butter, but it was really thin. So that always freaked me out. Maybe it just made it easier to spread thin and it would go further. But it was literally in like a gallon tub, like a big plastic gallon tub, like some kind of construction compound. And they would pull this little cart into the middle of the cafeteria. This is elementary school stuff again. And pull this plastic lid off of this stuff that looked like, that you'd fill like wood putty, like you'd be filling nail holes in a wall. And they would just be plastering it on this, cheap white bread. But when they used a spatula, or like it looked like a putty knife, actually, like a rounded kind of metal spatula thing, and spread really easily. But it would drip. Like they would pick it up and it would drip off of the edge of the knife, and they would smear it on the bread. And of course, because it was more liquidy, it would soak into the bread. Yeah, it was very strange. So some sort of government grade peanut butter. But it was sweeter, a little bit sweeter than real peanut butter. So it was like a nice dessert kind of thing. So I remember getting that multiple times, but it was like, ooh, why is it dripping? Peanut butter is supposed to be sticky, right? You can't talk when you eat it, right? It's sticky. So some sort of weird government, school lunch program brought us liquid peanut butter. All right. So more cafeteria horror stories next week. Okay, so even cut into squares, pizza didn't qualify as 3 square meals a day. Okay, yeah, that's enough Yeah, it could be cut into squares. You don't know from that drawing. We'll go with that. I can't. I think I'm screwing up the multiple boxes thing comes across as like you just bought, because buying them at the same time. I guess if they would have been empty with grease. That would have been a good way to do it. Is do 3 empty boxes, and one with a pizza still in it, so that you would have gone down the line of pizzas. So I should have done the opposite. Maybe have 2 empty boxes and one that was still full. They're part of a very time efficient but not very nutritious of a. Should I not say very twice? They were part of a time efficient, but maybe not very twice. They were part of a time efficient but not very nutritious meal. All right, and check the spelling. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. If you put a hyphen in something, it won't check the spelling of it. It'll just assume anything you hyphenated, you have tremendous confidence in being spelled correctly. All right. Okay, well, we did it. Let's make some JPEGs. Thanks, everyone in the chat, for the inspiration, the contribution. That's very, very cool. I love that about... that was the thing that amazed me doing this as a live stream, is the interaction really helps. And like I talked about before, the stream was kind of discovered by Hyphonics, and only like one silent lurker would be would be watching at any time. The writing part was crazy slow. Probably like 50% of the stream was just me going, terrible content. But the chat has really helped me a lot to like think outside of my usual loops, get outside of my repeating myself, and getting other people's take on things is really fun. And then trying, of course, to like, because the thing I have to do is kind of keep the same tone or the same kind of sense of humor or sensibility of the cartoon. So sometimes I probably break that rule because I love somebody's joke so much. It's like, that's so much better than anything I would think of. All right, so let's jump down to the convenience store. All right, so a selection of juice gummies. All right, the part you've all been waiting for, or you're surprised that it's happening. All right, so welcome to Family Mart. I'm not sure if this is I think this might be the interior of a Family Mart. I don't see the brand stuff that gives it away. And they keep changing it too. So the store brand stuff usually has like little marks on it. So Family Mart is blue, white, and green striped little stuff. And that chime was written, I think, by a composer for Panasonic, for a Panasonic doorbell. Panasonic or Sharp, one of the Japanese electronics. And Family Mart just bought it off the shelf to use for their stores. But then later it became so identifiable as the sound of coming into a Family Mart that they bought the rights to use that as the official sound of Family Mart. Crazy. All right. So here we go. So I have a selection of 4 amazing gummies. So these are super nostalgic, not for a time that I ever experienced, but a time I can kind of, understand the appeal. So here I have these little plastic packages that have, so the illustration on these are very much like the painted signs or the posters or even like the metal signs from like the 50s or 60s, probably more 60s and 70s in Japan, that would be promoting juices. And so they had basically cafes, what they would call kisaten. Yeah, kisaten, I don't know, that's a shortened, that's a shortened version of something, and I don't remember what it is, like a portmanteau of some larger word, but basically a cafe, but you could get tea and then also juices. And so I think that's what Starbucks really cashed in on, is the fact that people go into things that look like cafes or coffee shops and want juices. And so like the frappuccinos and all the fruity stuff in Japan does really well. So a lot of people don't even order coffee at Starbucks. So, but it's following through this with this trend, this tradition. So the first one is a mixed juice flavor. So that's what it says, and they have katakana on the side, mixed juice. And this is a Osaka creation. So Osaka is the second biggest city. I compare it more to it's if you New York to Chicago is probably, so Osaka is more of a Chicago than like an LA or San Francisco. So if Tokyo is New York, Osaka is more Chicago. So more homey food, different sensibility. It's the center of comedy in Japan. Basically, all the comedians used to be mostly came from Osaka. So mixed juice was this invention that this cafe owner had. So they would sell fruit, but the fresh fruit would go old. They'd sell fruit cups and things, and they have all this bruised or overripe fruit. So he decided to come up with this new thing on the menu that was mixed juice. So he would just juice all of the fruit that was too brown and disgusting to serve in a fruit cup or as a fruit cocktail. He would just juice it. So it's this weirdly sweet. It's a very, it's an iconic flavor of this area of Osaka City, but it's just because this guy, kind of like bread pudding, bakeries figured out they could make bread pudding, take the stale bread and just cook it with egg and make bread pudding. This was a way to kind of not throw away a bunch of rotten fruit and just turn it into juice. So it has that weird overripe kind of your great grandmother's house kind of flavor, something that she might serve. So it's odd. It's a very unique style. It's not very fresh. It's not like a fresh fruit juice style. So this is a series of gummies. So gummies that are simulating, so they've got the nostalgia, and they even do a little bit of history on the back of the juice they're talking about. So they are a piece of a little bit of a nostalgic history of juices that would have been offered at these cafes, these kisaten in the Showa period, which Showa is late 50s to late 80s. So let's see how well they did, because I've had all of these actual juices in Japan, so I've got a pretty good idea of how they actually taste. And as you can see, they're kind of doing a two-tone, like a creamy and then a juicy part of the gummies. And Japanese gummies are really nice. They're usually very natural ingredients and very accurate flavors. Oh yeah, so they look very much like a little juice topped with cream or something. So there's a creamy part and then obviously a fruity part, and super soft. You can see they're very, very soft. Oh yeah, right away. So it's a really funny flavor because it's overripe fruit. So I wonder if to make it you have to just wait for good fruit to be overripe, because a lot of shops don't have, if they want to make mixed juice, they can't sit around and wait for fruit to ripen, over ripen, But this flavor is, so it's all the ingredients, banana, peach, pear, apple, maybe, all of the flavors of what you would put in a fruit cocktail, just way too sweet and way too old. But it's a very unique flavor. So it's got nostalgia in it because it tastes like something that why would you make something that didn't taste fresh and new? It's this old fruit flavor. It's really funny, but very mild. So it's like a candy that your grandmother would have, in a dish on a table, and just what flavor is this supposed to be? It's just of a certain time, but just an efficiency. Yeah, the flavor is really accurate. And I think it's just because they put fruit juice right into the gummy. And the other interesting thing, and maybe why it's a little bit softer than gummies from Europe or America, is I think the gelatin is all vegetable based. So they use some different fibrous and starchy kind of roots to make, or tubers, to make this kind of gummy base, as opposed to the, protein, the animal hooves or whatever, gelatin is usually made out of. So the gummies here are very soft, and I think they might actually be vegetarian or vegan friendly. They wouldn't mark that, but I don't think they're made from animal stuff. All right. So that was mixed juice, Osaka classic, and another painted Another painted, and I guess I'm not sure if this is a joke or not. If this is like a long-standing joke, or if it's like a regional, because they're naming a shop. They're naming like a specific area, and maybe they're soda. So the flavor of Dabone, the blue flavor of Dabone candy, which was originally supposed to just be the katakana version, the Japanese pronunciation of lemonade, but became its own flavor. So it's this blue flavor. And so soda is the blue flavor. It's kind of a bluey, not very lemon, like not very sour lemon, but there's a little bit of like some kind of citrus flavor in there. So this blue Japanese soda flavor is a kind of sweet kids drink, which I think was originally like a British guy came over and tried to sell this. So this is going to be soda, but the joke is sonoda. So usually soda. So yeah, if you wanted to just say soda flavor, soda. So sonoda, sonoda is sonoda is the kind of making a joke. Oh, that's it. Kind of joke out of the expression for soda. So you can make a lot of puns and jokes in Japanese because they have so few sounds in the language. It's easy to do. So it looks like another. Oh no, these are like one flavor, but it's going to be a soda, a Damone flavor. So kind of a slightly citrusy, kind of blue. Oh, these are a little bit different. So these are a little bit stiffer on the outside. Oh, and there's some more grainy coating. Oh, yeah, it's very soda flavor though. It's interesting. The texture is very different. It's got kind of a grainy coating. Maybe they're trying to copy like the flavor of like or the texture of crushed ice or something, because it's like a blended. This is more like a crushed ice blended version of soda. Yeah, very different texture. The mixed juice was super soft and super smooth. This has kind of you can see kind of a stiffer outside. It kind of crumbles a little bit. See. But then it's a little grainier inside, so it's more like, a snow cone, like the texture of a snow cone. Oh, and this is a little bit apple flavor too. It's saying apple flavor. Yeah, which is true. Yeah, this is more apple than the usual kind of lemony taste. It's good though. Yeah, it's really nice. But they do the soda flavor perfectly. But it's an apple base as opposed to maybe the other one is, I don't know if it's grape or what. And that's the crazy thing about fruit juices, is most of them are just flavored apple juice or grape juice, because that's like such a cheap and an easy base to change the flavor of. Sorry, just reading some ingredients here. Yeah, so it's all just fruit juice. Oh, there's a little bit of something. Yeah, something for that texture. There's a little extra something, not just juice and gummy stuff. So that was soda, sonoda. But it's pretty close, and interesting that they did a different texture. Moving on to the... so Japan has always had curry, probably taken from British curry, which was taken from Indian curry. So Japanese curry is more like a British-style house. It's like a stew. It's more like just a homemade stew with a bunch of fruit thrown into it, and just overcooked stew inspired by Indian curry, but without the spices. So they put some roux in it that has a little bit, but not the heavy style Indian spices. So of course, since there's Indian curry shops and homemade curry here, lassi, so the Indian drink lassi, the yogurt fruit drink lassi is popular. So they offer that a lot at cafes, mango lassi. And they say, sorry, that's the Japanese pronunciation. They don't say lassi, they say lassi. Lassi. Lassi is the sound. All right. So this is, let's look at another single color one, and it's puni gumi. Yeah. Jelly gummy. Mango flavored. Yeah, so let's give it a shot. And it looks like it's actually trying to replicate a specific brand. So they did a carton of the mango lassi juice, and I can't see what that company is. Yeah, it's kind of blurry. But a little bit, international juice flavor. Oh, whoa, very mango. Oh, these are more like the first ones. There's no two kinds of gummy. It's all just orange mango. But very natural. Oh, wait. No, there are two. Oh, there's two. Okay. So that's what they're trying to indicate here. So the previous one, we had a very soft one, and the soda was a very rigid one. This is both. So that's what they're trying to show here, because this is a slightly lighter. On the package, they're trying to show a little bit lighter. So one is the punigumi, so the soft one, and the other one is the shari. What does that say? Yeah, sharigumi. So shari. So the more stiff one with that kind of rigid coating on it. So here's one of those. Oh, and this one's yogurty. Oh, interesting. So the first one just tastes like dried mango. It's just very mango flavor. The other one is kind of a yogurt flavor. So there we go. So let's do the simulation here. So mango lassi is mango juice and yogurt, a yogurt drink. So what they're trying to do is simulate by separating it. Instead of putting it in one gummy, they separated it so you can get the combination of flavors with both. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. The two things at the same time, but trying to simulate a mango yogurt drink. Interesting. Japan is really sensitive to food textures, and they don't like one texture things very much. So a lot of dishes. Well, the best example of that is a Japanese like parfait sundae. So in a parfait, like a banana split in America is just going to be 3 scoops of ice cream, a bunch of syrups, banana in between a long vertically cut banana, and maybe some nuts or sprinkles or something. That's the only other texture that just isn't soft and creamy and whatever is some nuts or sprinkles. But in Japan, they'll do layers of a parfait, and it will be like syrup and ice cream and then cornflakes or some kind of crunchy nuts or something. And then, crumbled cookies and more ice cream and syrup. And so it's just a big combination of things. And it's so many weird combination of textures, but, because the, chocolate syrup and ice cream are very overpowering, it just kind of textures the ice cream and makes it a little bit more interesting than just that soup that sundaes melt into. So, if you're taking the last few bites of a Japanese parfait, it's going to not just be that weird soupy ice cream thing. There's going to be texture and some interest to it. Yeah. So very unique. And so I think they're sensitive and like the kind of stimulation of a lot of different things. That's why small dishes in Japanese restaurants often have combinations of things. They'll have some, dried fish flake or some seaweed or something to change the texture of just a piece of meat or just some tofu or something. Yeah. Reminds me of the Ratatouille movie when you get a strawberry cheese. Oh yeah, together. Yeah. It's a good idea to combine. Oh, sorry, to combine things together. So finishing big. This is the summer drink. So melon soda. What they often just call cream soda. So a melon soda float. Sorry, so a cream soda in Japan. If you say cream soda, you're not going to get what you think of as a cream soda from like the 50s in the US. You're going to get a melon soda with vanilla ice cream float. And it's a very classic kind of summer thing. So get one at the airport, like one of the family restaurant airport restaurants before you leave Japan if you didn't try it while you were here, because it's one of those like very standard summer flavors. It's really good. So the melon soda is kind of a Fanta. It's that green, I don't know what kind of, like a muskmelon or something kind of flavor. It's not very, it's not cantaloupe or honeydew or watermelon flavor. It's a very light green fruit flavor, but not very heavy, like melon wise. Some of them taste a little bit more like melon. And but cream soda is a very classic. So this is the a classic Japanese soda. Very much like, mixed juice is for Osaka. Cream soda is for maybe summer all over Japan. Oh, do they say they don't give a date? Yeah, the other one they kind of gave dates on the origination of it. It's just always been a thing. But melon soda has always been popular, and then the cream soda version of it So they don't have, root beer is not common here. So root beer floats are probably very hard to find, but a cream soda float is very easy. So this is similar to the mixed juice that we had before. So it's two very soft things combined, but there's a sugar. You can see it's on my fingers already. There's a sugar or some kind of flavor, maybe not sugar. Coating. Oh, it's melon flavor. It has a melon flavor powder. Oh, don't just eat the powder. On the outside. That's weird. So the melon flavor is coming from the outside. The gummy itself isn't so strong melon flavor. Well, that's disappointing. This one is probably not the best of them. I don't like the messy powder and the fact that it's not. Yeah, because it's not really simulating anything. Well, I guess it's in a little bit of a way it's simulating the carbonation. So nothing else that we've had. Well, no, maybe the soda should be carbonated, but the other two were not carbonated drinks. So this is maybe trying to simulate a carbonated drink by having it be very powdery. I don't know. That's weird. Because it's when things are covered with sugar on the outside, they have that kind of crunchiness to them. This has a little bit of that. But the coating is very melon flavored. It's like melon flavored sugar on the outside. Oh, this is the least good one. That's depressing. They made it too sweet. So I guess they're assuming because of the, ice cream. And the soda's already sweet. The melon soda's already sweet. Yeah, this one is really sweet. Or maybe I'm just like eating too many gummies. My body's shutting down and saying, no more gummies, please. Yeah, so this is the most disappointing. I don't like how messy it is. It's weird. Yeah. Way too sweet. Other ones were very mild and had a very natural flavor, but maybe because there isn't really much natural flavor in these, they have trouble. Kind of copying that. Yeah, this is not great. It's a kind of a weird melon flavored sugar on the outside that overpowers everything. So it's not very accurate to the flavor. The other three were very accurate to the kind of taste and flavor of those drinks. This one is super sweet. That's weird. These all have a lot of calories in them because they're very, very sugary. Yeah, not great. Well, I saved this one. This is so classic that I saved it for the end. And of course, it's the one they failed on the most. Of course. Yeah, the powdery coating is not great. It smells like natural lemon, like the smell of the gummies themselves smells like just, fruit in a dish. So it's very natural flavor, but way too much sugar. That's really weird. I wonder if they were going for something that I just don't know. But this is really nice. Surprisingly good. The mixture of the melon flavored soda and the vanilla ice cream, when it gets all melty and mixes together, it's a really good flavor combination. This was not that though. There was no vanilla flavor at all, like zero vanilla flavor. So maybe that's the mistake that they made, is just making it fake creamy and very sweet melon. Wow, too bad. But these illustrations, aren't these amazing? These are really fun, very old retro signs. So these kinds of signs would just be on the walls of these little cafes, just so you know they serve these kind of standard juices. And some of them are promoting specific brands. I think this is a specific shop selling that. Yeah, Sonoda. Mostly good. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Oh, yeah, but okay, I got to have another one of something better. Maybe the mixed juice. That was the most comforting. But for some reason they went super sweet with the melon soda. Yeah, they should have done just more like this. That would have been perfect. Just a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of melon. Yeah, this is much better. Much less overpowering. It's just that stuff on the outside, I think, made it a little crazy. All right. Oh, now you know. So, I'm not sure if I did it on stream, but previously I did. They have a Nmity version, like a hard candy version of these as well. So this was all the summer juice kind of gummies, and they also have like a little hard candy version. But those wouldn't be as fun to eat, and there's no way that they would like simulate the flavor or texture very well as just hard candy. But yeah, some classic juices. So this is very Japanese, and I'm sure every like Asian country has their like weird, their local fruit that they made into a juice that's become this like standard at every restaurant. So these are the ones for Japan. So Namane soda, mixed juice in Kansai area, and cream soda. Cream soda all over Japan, especially during the summertime. And basically every Coca-Cola and the other big beverage makers here all do their own version of melon soda. So it's available everywhere. And the real thing is much nicer. Real melon soda with real ice cream in it. Whoa. Well, that was good. Wow. Dude, you made it all the way through. Wow, that was way too much gummy candy. But that's the interesting thing is the gummy things I think are vegetable based here, so a little bit different in the textures and the qualities. I don't think they can do a hard gummy, like those Haribo gummy bears. I don't think they can do a really hard gummy like that here because they use the softer stuff. Yeah, the mixed juice was probably the best as far as like a simulation. And the mango the combination's a neat idea to do the two different pieces. That's very cool. So, wow, we did it. So thanks so much for hanging in there. I know it's got to be late. I'm not even going to look. Okay, I'm going to look. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So New York is 5 a.m. and LA is 2 a.m. What a time to stream. All right. Well, thanks, dude, for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I want to get the Discord server out to everyone. So I'll send links and just get in touch with me or send me, send me an email at abusecartoons@gmail or jeremy@abusecartoons.com. All that stuff will get to me, and I'll send you an invite link for the Discord server, and we'll have some fun before or after the stream, or some off days, and that'll be a good place for me to post content, and maybe we'll even put the cartoons up in there because it wouldn't be competing with anything. So very cool. Nice. Yeah, I get like that too when I get into work routines. Sometimes I work so much better at night. Like I'll get up early and try to work, and so I'll get a headache, and I'll drink too much coffee to try to, get energized and feel terrible, and then drag throughout the day. But then for some reason, like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock is like, okay, now I can focus. Now I'm ready to do this. And then it just, screws up my entire week. So hanging in there, dude. And thanks so much for keeping me company. Good chat. Very fun to talk to everybody and see what is going on. So I'll be back next week, probably Tuesday. So probably Monday nights seems to be the most reasonable time to try this. My university day is too unpredictable, and I'll get back too late and be pretty exhausted because I was up early. I had to be there like just after 6, so be pretty exhausted. So it's probably better to do this on a day where I've got more energy. So take care until then. If this is your first time to watch this, and this is part 2, so check out the first half, the first cartoon I did. So 3 cartoons this week. Abusecartoons.com is the website, and patreon.com/abusecartoons. And I'll put a link to the Discord server. You'll automatically be able to access the Discord server through the Patreon. And I will be back again next week, and on all social media, Abuse Cartoons. Oh, and sorry, the archive that we looked at for the comments, if you want to read all 20 years of this cartoon, it's gocomics.com/domestic abuse, and everything is in the description. So everything I mentioned is in the description. So click on it there, and otherwise take care. So dude, have a good rest of your night or early morning. Sun coming up is not a bad thing. It's often quite beautiful. And I'll be back again next week. So take care and see you again. Goodbye.
Bye.